Welcome to another edition of the Union Football Coaches Show. I'm Kevin Ward along with the coach Kirk Frederick. The team made the 2-hour trek to the west to take on the Enid Plainsmen last Friday. And coach, you wasted no time getting on the scoreboard and scored on all of your possessions in the first half to lead 45-0.
Pretty excited about the way the kids started the game, and a little bit concerned in pregame. Didn't think we were as focused as we need to be, and I think the kids proved me wrong. They came out very sharp defensively and special teams. I thought we did a great job, 100% on our PATs for the night, which is the first time that's
right.
happened all year long. That's right. So snaps and kicks and holds were all great with Spencer Shores and Kaylor Pearson, and Austin Butler did a great job. Jace Holt kicked it in the end zone several times, had a 50-yard punt at one time, and so good night for our special teams, but offensively very sharp. Defensively played very well, and credit our coaching staff, had a great plan going into it.
Well, and I know with just 20 seconds left or so before the intermission, John Brooks on the radio call was talking about, taking a knee, shutting it down, going into the locker room with a big, I guess would have been at that time 38-0 lead, and instead 2 plays later you're into the end zone to make it 45. It was good to have Justin Silman back in top form.
Oh, it very was. It was awesome to see Justin out there, and you're speaking of a great screenplay that I thought that was executed very well. I thought that Justin ran the ball very well, got down inside the 10 or 15-yard line, and then punched it in right before the half. So marked off a really good first half for the Redskins.
And as we take a look at the stats, things are going to be a little bit skewed because, again, you had very good field position. Your defense did a job for you. Again, though, scoring on all 7 of your possessions in the first half, and you can see the numbers, almost 500 yards of offense. Well,
Coach Richie Roepke was calling plays on the night, our quarterback coach, and our first play was from the 8-yard line. I told him, I hope you didn't have a deep pass or a post pattern on the first play of the game, because defensively our guys played very well. You can see that not giving up hardly any passing yardage, and just a few of the rushing attack. Most of that came in the second half with some of our number 2s, but offensively it was really nice to see a good balance, and I thought that Mason Farquhar played exceptional. I think he only had 3 incomplete passes. 2 of those were drops, and so for him to have 300 yards of passing on the night, I thought that was exceptional.
And you talked about that first play of the game, and for a team like Enid against a team like Union, can't afford to put yourself in that kind of a hole. Punting on 4th down on their first possession, a muffed fielding of the snap, gets dropped at the 8-yard line, and all of a sudden it's 1st and goal on your first possession.
We were able to, it's interesting. It took us 4 plays. I don't think it took us 4 plays to score all the rest of the night, but on that first possession, it took us all 4 plays, and Colby Evans was able to punch it in our heavy set, and but we kept, Jeff was uncovered, or not uncovered, but was not double covered most of the night, and so we took advantage of a few big plays with Jeff as well.
And we'll talk about that. You'll obviously see those in a hurry because Union jumped out to a 21-0 lead just a few minutes into the game. We'll get a look at that first half after the break. Stay with us on the Union Football Coaches Show.
No matter how you play, or work, or live, life sometimes throws you a curve. At Eastern Oklahoma Orthopedic Center, we help you get back to playing, working, and living your life. EOC, Tulsa's finest and most experienced provider of sports medicine care for over 30 years. Visit us at eoc.com.
Day 1 on this journey, man. You know how many varsity spots I got? You want to be one of those 12, you got to get better each and every day.
Are you going to look down at shame and say, man, I could have worked a little harder. I could have pushed it just a little bit harder? Don't let that happen. You got to do it all year long.
Back on the Union Football Coaches Show, we get into the first half of play from Enid on Friday, and really turned out to be a nice night for football. Coach thought some weather might move in, but it didn't.
Oh, it was a great night, and really excited to get out and play. And Enid has a great facility to play in. Excited for our kids to come out. Like I said, I wasn't real sure we were as prepared pregame as we were during the game. You can see right away our guys come out ready to play. Dion McKittrick on a big play there at corner had a really nice night. You can see the defensive front doing an outstanding job, and Colton King and Colby Evans come in and make a nice play on a third down. We get some pressure on the punter, and Robert Thomas and Tyrone Johnson come in with the big play there, give us the ball there inside the 10. As we said, Justin Silman in with the big play on the first down, gets it right down close to the goal line, come in, throw a slant, hit a strike in there to Jeff, and kind of one of those oddities. You don't see him drop the ball very many times, and so we come in with Colby Evans, and you can see the big push. It's not only Colby, but Chance Wenslewski's in there as well, and several of those, couple of those defensive players, and Will Hamilton leading the way there as he punches it in for our first score. You can see Brian Stadler in on the play. I thought that Brian played probably the best game that he's played all year with Brian Stadler, our outside linebacker. Made a lot of great plays and helped us defensively. Of course, a big sack in there by JoJo. Continues to play well. He and Chance, thought Chance played well on defense with that defensive line up front. Come back, and after they punt, get the ball out to Will. Realize that the coverage is not quite as strong as you would think, and so we're able to hit Jeff, and I thought that Mason just put it right on the money, hits him right in stride, and Jeff finishes off there with about a 60-yard play for our second score. Look at Chance. It took on about 3 different blockers in there, makes it bounce outside, and Colby Evans comes in and cleans it up. Great camera angle and the reverse angle right there. You can see Colby coming in, and just the intensity in which those guys are playing. You can see the strength and the power that our defensive front is playing with. Lots of Redskins on that one. I'm not real sure. I can probably tell you who wasn't on the play right there. Tristan Anderson at nose guard, creating all kinds of problems. You can see that just the way that our defense is pursuing and doing a great job. Dion comes in, I think the first one to hit him there at corner. You can see right there, Jack Osball comes up from his safety position and fits it very well. They get the ball to the outside. You can see just the pursuit. Dion McKittrick plays it well, turns it back inside for Brian Stadler to finish it up. Justin Silman getting the tough yardage inside, really tough to bring down. See, offensively, our guys are doing a nice job. There's Justin again on some good blocking, picking up just a few chunks of yards at a time. But again, getting enough pressure against the run that we're able to hit Jeff again on a pass across the middle, and Mason did a nice job of seeing that. Good protection there by Lovett. Of course, Jeff has quite a bit more speed than a lot of people think.
138 yards receiving on the night for Jeff Mead, our radio player of the game.
Outstanding night. Good job there by Wenslewski, riding it down the line there. And of course, Colby Evans finishes it off. Big pressure by JoJo to the outside. What a great job for JoJo. I believe the pass may have been tipped by Chance as it went off his hand. A lot of guys flying around making big plays going into the second quarter. You can see as we get the ball in the second quarter, we're able to hit a reverse to Kaylor Pearson. Outstanding job. Had a big block by Mason Farquhar, our quarterback, on that play. And of course, because of Mason hitting that play, Ben Kramer's out there on the edge with nobody to block. Outstanding play by Dion. Dion did a nice job of making a lot of plays there on the edge. Of course, Colby's in there as well, and Ogundare. I thought JoJo just was exceptional throughout the night. Throw the deep pass off play action. Robert Thomas is there covering it very well. So offensively, we get the ball right back. There we are to Will Hamilton on a nice play, picking up several yards. Derek Finch, another senior tailback. We're excited to see Derek back in action as well. He's been nursing an ankle and came in and had some great yardage here. Here he is on the screen. Great block on the edge there by Giddings and Will Hamilton. You can see The guys on the front side protecting very well, but they slipped right past us on a blitz. Great job by Enid. And fortunately, they get us with the face mask on that sack. Run with a little zip sweep there to Kayla Pearson, senior wide receiver. Nice play. Jeff picks up 5 or 6 yards on a little tunnel screen. In the red zone for the night, we were pretty good most of the night. We're able to score on just about every possession, with the exception of a few in the late of the second half. But Austin Butler with a big kick there, about a 30-yard field goal. Austin had a great night as well, as we said, 100% PAT, and also hitting a big field goal. There's Jace Holt. We talked about him. Good job with the camera work, getting Jace a little bit of love there. Sophomore kicker. Kicked, I believe, 6 or so of them into the end zone. So it's pretty good to play good, outstanding defense. How about that? Alex Brown, outstanding play by him as a linebacker, senior linebacker. And man, Dion wished he had that one again. You know, he right in position and just about made a play on that one. There's Justin Silman. Again, outstanding blocking, doesn't get hit until he's about 10 yards down the field. Justin's running in there again. You can see he's gaining more and more confidence as the night went on. Started the night a little bit tentative, but started to trust his body a little bit more and got stronger and stronger as the night went.
Over 100 yards rushing for Justin.
Outstanding job. Good blocking inside there. Chris Nelson and company in there protecting very well, getting a good push. Look at Will Hamilton going in, trying to get as much yards as he can. Great job. Mason rides it very well as he tried to get right over the edge.
Good thing
right
he
there.
actually touched out of bounds, or he would have been a fumble out of the end zone.
There's no doubt. Outstanding job there, everything he can get. Get a little bit of push. Enid does a nice job with that. And we come in with Derek Finch, keep the legs moving. Of course, we tell that offensive line, score with your man, and you got a good chance of scoring. Stadler again on a big play. JoJo all over the place. And of course, Alex doing a nice job. Alex Brown in there as well. Several of those guys, Colton King, making big plays on the defensive side of the ball. Nice play by their quarterback. He's created some problems for people as they're getting, obviously here towards the end of the quarter trying to make something happen, and Dion puts a stop to it pretty quick there. Huge hit to the outside. You can see he about picked one off. He hit one earlier, and one of those wake-up Leroy hits right there, without a doubt.
So only their second first down picked up in the first half.
Outstanding job. Come back here with good underneath coverage by Stadler. Look at JoJo there. He knew the screen was coming, put on the brakes, and was able to do a nice job of sniffing out the screen. Had a penalty, a personal foul, which we're not happy with, and in that type of situation, had a chance to get the ball back, and so we've got to come back and fight a little bit more. Look at our defense coming up. Robert Thomas coming in, makes a nice play to the outside. Unfortunately, we don't come up with the turnover. Another outstanding play there. There's Stadler again. Some of those things don't come up on the stat sheet, but as I said, what a great play. Look at the guys out front, Chris Nelson and Lovett, and of course Eric Giddings, giving Justin the football on a screen play and chews up a bunch of yardage, about 50 seconds left in the half, as you stated before. And offensive line did a pretty good job letting him punch it in there right before the half.
Two-play drive. You've had plenty of those. In fact, that when Enid got the ball on that last possession, they got it inside your territory to the 49-yard line. That was their only penetration into your territory in the entire first half, and I don't think they would get it any deeper until late in the third quarter. We'll come back and take a look at the second half as the Union Redskins are up big, 45-0 at the half. Stay with us on the Union Football Coaches Show.
At Arvest, we know our customers come to us for different reasons. There are some who need banking on their time. For others, it's not when they bank, but where. Then there are those who take their banking wherever they go. From big moves to small favors, we recognize the needs of our customers, and now they've recognized us. Again, for the third year in a row, Arvest ranked highest in customer satisfaction with retail banking in the Southwest region by J.D. Power and Associates. Switch today and get the customer service you deserve, only from Arvest Bank.
Back on the Union Football Coaches Show, Kevin Ward along with the coach Kirk Frederick as we begin the second half. And sad for Enid, Coach, that you get the ball to start the second half.
Well, we wanted to come back with our starters, try to set the tempo. We talked to our kids at halftime about you've got to come out prepared every quarter. You've got to battle every quarter no matter what the scoreboard says. And so we wanted to set a tempo early. We get the ball out, hit a little drag route to Kaylor Pearson. Thought that the protection was great because it gave us an opportunity to come to that check down. Give the ball to Justin here on the outside stretch play. He's able to pick up some yardage and get us out a little bit deeper. Outstanding read play there by Mason as he hits Will Hamilton for several yards. Come back again with another outstanding play. Again, I thought Mason was reading the defense very well. Hit Kaylor Pearson, and then we give the ball to the inside zone, and what great blocking up front. And, of course, Silman, as you said, is not going to get caught on that one for sure. Not too many Enid Plagemans around the line of scrimmage right there. As our guys said very well this morning, hey, give that candy bar to the old line. They're the reason why he was able to run for so many yards. Defensively, we come back in and make a great stop. Tommy Bradshaw.
What a great game he had.
Oh, man, what a game he played. Starting to earn some more playing time, I think, with the way he's practiced. And senior safety is coming up making a lot of big plays and definitely noticed by our defensive staff. Lots of number twos and guys getting some great playing from the defensive side of the ball. There's Tommy saving a touchdown right there. One of two touchdowns that he's going to save on the night to give us that shutout. You can see our guys in there fighting well. They're not going to give up any yard. Come back in, Enid, and man, what a big hit. DJ Henderson, huge hit. And Zach Fisher, our backup quarterback, who's getting a few reps at safety, is able to collect the ball there on the goal line and keep them from scoring. Come back in with our number two offense. There's Zach in there getting us off the end zone and an ability to punt the football. And one of those great punts that Jace Holt had. You can see defensively, lots of guys in there. Al Jabori's in there. I thought Selton Thomas played well at nose guard. Another senior, there he is right there. Selton Thomas on a big fumble recovery. Our defense was able to get several turnovers on the night. You can see Robert Green, senior wide receiver, getting a big catch there. Derek Finch doing a good job running the ball, and real excited for our guys. There's Mikkel Seams at offensive tackle, blocking our guys, and so several of our guys coming in and doing a nice job. Mishandled the snap, but fortunately able to pick it back up there, and Jace gets off about a 52-yard punt. And you can see our coverage down there. Javon Elliott coming down and doing a nice job of downing inside the 5-yard line. Enid's going to go to work now and see what they can do with it. There's Bradshaw again on a nice play, and Seth Mishler, linebacker, young linebacker, making a nice play to the outside there. Jansen Smith at nose guard playing well, made a big play to the outside. Lots of guys coming in making big plays, making them earn everything that they can.
Center was having some issues for them, but worked out.
That's exactly right. Exactly right. You can see the good coverage down the field. Quarterback's going to try to make some plays. And Tommy Bradshaw comes up and makes a nice play on the scramble. Again, senior safety that showing us that he's got a little bit of playing time left in him. There's Bailey Cooper coming up, making a nice play. Selton Thomas as well. Another couple of seniors doing a nice job. We give up the edge a little bit there, but Ryan Havork is in there. Another senior makes a nice play. Good pressure there by Al Jabori to the outside. And then Aaron Ugball comes up, a sophomore corner, makes a nice stop there on the edge for us. Great job inside. Our defensive front playing well. Bailey Cooper on another stop. You can see we've got good coverage to the outside there, and Jalen Steele comes up, makes a nice play. Ricky Havera playing the outside backer, doing a good job. There's Bailey. Hang on, Bailey. We're going to be several guys coming. As they get down inside the 20, they're getting closer, and they're getting some of those yardage in the stats that you saw, but you're seeing our guys come in and just being tough and making big plays. They lose the football on this one. Ball shoots out, and Tommy Bradshaw scoops it up. Pretty good little punt return is what I'd call this one on the fumble return, and got to work a little bit on that top end speed. I think he ran out of gas.
I think so.
Crossing the 50-yard line there, but what an outstanding job for Tommy, and gives the ball back to our offense. We're able to come in there with a nice 20-yard run there for Finch, and then Zach pulls it and gets down to the goal line on another 20 or 21-yard play. We had I think 7 or 8 chunk plays on the night, so outstanding job, and unfortunately we just mishandled a handoff there and our only turnover on the night right here at the end of the game. Defensively, you got Bynum in there doing a great job. Thought those guys, again, we were able to play quite a few guys and get guys in there. Palmer Watkins makes a nice stop there on the edge, another sophomore linebacker for us, and glad we got to play a lot of guys. Glad we came out of it healthy, and real impressed with how sharp our kids were.
By the way, that last drive for Enid, that thing went 19 plays and 8.5 minutes off the clock.
Well, we had several subs on offense that were just, wait, hey, you're going in next, and unfortunately, because of that, they didn't get as many plays as we'd like.
No, they didn't. 52-0, the final score. We'll come back, and we'll take a look at some of those great photos from Vic Kidwell as we get up close and personal here on the Union Football Coaches Show.
In the blink of an eye, your home and belongings can be severely damaged. If this ever happens to you, call Oklahoma Disaster Restoration. We're your restoration experts. For over 20 years, we've been restoring homes and businesses damaged by disasters. Our highly trained technicians work to restore your property and refurbish your belongings in our secure Tulsa-based facility, restoring lives one disaster at a time. Call Oklahoma Disaster Restoration.
The Union U-Wear store located on the west side of the UMAC has everything a true Redskin fan needs to show their colors. You will find a large stock of sweatshirts, hoodies, and more. They have a wide selection of items that will keep you warm on chilly football nights. Don't forget, the U-Wear store is your home for novelty items and must-have accessories. The U-Wear store is open weekdays. Call for times.
Back on the Union Football Coaches Show, Kevin Ward along with the coach Kirk Frederick. Time to get up close and personal with some great photos from Vic Kidwell.
Well, Vic does a great job every week, and there's a big play with Colby Evans at the beginning of the game and Chance Lanzlewski punching it through on the goal line and Colby going over the top. Got 2 seniors, Kaylor Pearson and Ben Kramer, on a big play here. That's on the reverse, and about 20-yard reverse for a touchdown. There's Holton Fox, who's been in as a reserve replacement for Carson Meyer for a few games. I thought Holton Fox has done an outstanding job. Junior tight end, H-back for us, and of course, there you got to love that picture. Alex Brown and the rest of the defense there. I believe you got JoJo underneath on a big play. And there's Dion McKittrick. Pay attention to this play. Probably one of the smallest guys on our team, but plays with so much power. Has his eyes up on the ball, doing a great job. Same kid, number 20, against the biggest kid on our team, with Briggs there, Dominic Briggs, picking up the blitz on the outside. So that guy went against the biggest and the smallest on the night. And you just thought there were a lot of Redskins on the buses. They're all right there on that filed. Of course, Bailey Cooper, outstanding senior for us, and I believe someday wants to work for the FBI. So outstanding student, a great player, and outside backer for us on that tackle. And then there's the scoop and score. You don't bend over and pick a ball up, you scoop it up. And so it's an outstanding technique there by Tommy Bradshaw. And of course, a couple other seniors there. Derek Finch holding the ball high and tight, and Mikkel Seams, a senior offensive tackle on the big block. I love seeing those pictures because it shows all our kids in that still photo with great technique and pictures and memories that they'll have for a lifetime.
Well, and that doesn't happen by happenstance. I mean, you practice that. In practice, you want all 11 guys to come and converge on the ball every single play. And so, you know, that wasn't one of those fluky things that happens because you work on it.
You're right. I mean, guys can look at those pictures and see the drills that we're working in the practices throughout the week. Those things are paying off because as coaches, you want to see things show up in the game. And a lot of times some of those things are overlooked, and you're able to say, hey, guys, this is why we spent 20 minutes on this, and they'll be a lot more motivated to do it this week. And I feel like we're getting better. I said early in the season, we get to week 6 and week 7, I feel like we're going to be a pretty good team after we've gone through some experience, and we're at that point. Hard to believe it's gone by this fast, but I feel like our kids are playing well. They're coming to work every week, and I think it's showing up on Fridays.
You now haven't lost to Enid in 23 years. Union has not lost to Sand Springs in 32 years. This is a special week. Fall break is here, but Sand Springs has gotten a lot better, even though you put a pretty good hurt on them last year. They run defeated going into that game. They're vying for a playoff spot again this year, and they've had some good wins. What are you expecting for this Thursday game against Sand Springs?
Well, Sand Springs, it's interesting that the quarterback, I feel like he's been there forever. He's played quite a bit for him. Hale has done a great job. They've got a big nose guard that's about 350 pounds. We've been playing against him for 3 years now, and so I think the coaches over at Sand Springs do a great job. It's a Thursday game. It's a change in our schedule, our routine, and so you're always concerned about that with fall break and how the kids are going to respond to that. Hopefully we'll be able to adjust to that and be focused at game time. But the one thing that you're always going to know about Sand Springs is they are going to play you extremely tough. It's going to be a physical battle. They're going to play much harder, we feel like, than the last couple of opponents that we've had. And so our guys better strap it up because they're going to come ready to play.
Well, it is a Thursday night game because of fall break. 7 o'clock kickoff at Union Tuttle Stadium as the Redskins play host to the Sand Spring Sandites. For the Coach Kirk Frederick, I'm Kevin Ward, and for Andy Irwin and his student crew, thanks for tuning in to the Union Football Coaches Show.